If you have a win to share, put it in the chat, and then Andrew will select you.
Nice. Yeah, we had we had a great community session earlier today, and Mike Corzo had a win that he wanted to share, but I don't see him logged in yet. Who else has a win? Michael Pacino? I have a win about doing paid strategies. Michael, we'd love to hear it.
I shared it in the community group, but man, I just think it's no more free sessions. And I think the big thing, I shared this also in our Conquer, is that the trouble I've always been having with the paid sessions and charging for it is that I was only thinking about like a proposal process, whereas now I'm thinking about it more as the value that I'm giving to them and making sure those questions are there to line up before they come into the session, that you're actually delivering value. And the big thing for me too was that thinking about basically just trying to think about that my assumptions as a marketer is not what another business owner needs. Otherwise, I'm just another person pitching them a sales process. This is actually me saying, I'm going to go and get some data and then make a diagnosis, as opposed to just trying to make a sale in one session. So yeah, it's super huge. And I've sold 3 of them now in the last week, which the first one I thought I bombed, but I still think I'm going to get it. But anywho, so yeah, I'm super happy. Thank you.
Way to go, Michael. Hey, Wes, you have a paid proposal for real estate brokerage? Is it kind of same deal or what?
Yeah, basically the same deal, and it's for my lighthouse, right? So it's a real estate brokerage. They have about 40 agents, and they are just rocking and rolling, ready to expand to multiple locations, or going out to Denver now with their big bus, their big branded bus, to open up another place. And they want me to lead the charge with that. So they wanted to, pick my brain and, get some ideas of what's going on. I said, hey, $400, let's rock and roll. And they said, yeah, easy, let's do it. So you don't know until you got to take the shot, right? You take the shot, you'll get it.
Way to go, Wes. Great job, Michael. Hey, Mitchell, you have a win? What's your win?
Yeah, so I have, so my lighthouse is schools, and so I had a school that we've been doing great for, and they referred me to another school out of there, like hundreds of miles away, that they had a connection with. And so we went over, and he's like, hey, show them all the stuff you're doing for us. Just, I don't know how to explain it, just show them all the stuff you're doing. So I showed them, and they were like blown away and really excited. They haven't signed like a contract or anything yet, but they were like, yeah, I just got to get approval from the district to do this for the school. But it was cool to be able to show proof of concept from another school, which is already a referral. So that's been, so I'm excited. I should know next week.
Nice. Way to go, Mitchell. Those are some great wins. Any feedback on those wins, Dennis? It sounds like a lot of what we've been teaching and practicing and talking about, they're being applied, and we're getting some wins.
The beauty is, once you realize this, people will pay you before you ever talk to them. And if you don't establish the value that you have, and it's not just believing that you have the value, but knowing that you can uncover their pain, Michael, like you've done, and Wes, where when you know what their problem is and you got them to state it, and you've demonstrated you have a clear process, just like a hospital does, then they're preconditioned to be able to buy whatever you have, right? If you go metrics, analysis, action, where you're using the snapshot report, and these people are logical and not nightmare clients, and you show them, here's the problem, here's what we need to do to fix it, they logically have to say yes to that. And I think all you guys are starting to discover that. We just got 168 schools as clients last week, because now we're doing this for pit bulls charter schools. And this might be a good thing for Mitchell, because they all need SEO and lead gen and all that kind of thing. And same thing for yesterday, we had Chris Scott of Paperless Agent, and he has almost 5,000 agents that are paying monthly that he wants to bundle in services, but we need people who can talk to real estate agents and understand how to be able to onboard them and walk through this kind of process. So we've got tons and tons of clients, and there should be no shortage. If any of you guys are saying you're not able to generate leads, I'll ask you, how is an Eskimo saying they're out of ice? But you have to make that mental shift to understanding that it's okay to talk about money. In fact, if you don't, then they're wondering whether you're real or not. I thought we saw Jack Beagle here. There you are. Hey, Jack, you should unmute and show your video. Let's see your new setup. Oh, love it. Can we hear you too? Wow, you got the multicam going on?
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
How are you guys? All set. It's nice to meet everybody. We're the Disneyland Insiders.
We're excited to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really, really fun today. We have some fun stuff planned.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome. We're happy to have you.
Cool. This is such a cool group of people. We were listening to your conversation before, and there's some good stuff you guys were talking
It's
about.
funny. This is officially the largest Zoom meeting we've ever been a part of. I was looking and I was like, wow, there's a lot of people. And then I was like, oh, there's 4 pages of this. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah. We're usually on a single live stream.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
So we're the Insiders, and we're so honored to be here with you guys
Yes.
to be doing this class today. It's gonna be really, really fun.
Yeah.
We've
You
been
guys
doing
rock.
video now for about 2 years, and we really love doing it, and it's a great way to grow your presence.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really, really great.
Fantastic. Hey, Andrew, you want to kick us off?
Yeah. What's the plan today, Dennis? How do you want to kick it off?
Let's start with the intro of what Conquer Local Academy is about. And then we'll introduce our guests, and they've got some cool stuff to share. We will move into a Zoom room if we have enough time, and then we'll talk about next week's assignments.
Nice. Yeah. So the Conquer Local Academy, the Conquer Local community, the group, we got Facebook going on. We have structured learning sessions and everything. And really, we wanted to, at Vendasta, we wanted to create this positive space for partners, agencies, like-minded business owners to get together and talk about, how we can help our community and how we can grow our business and generate revenue for all stakeholders, really. And the Academy is just the place to do that. And really grateful to be, working with Dennis Yu and building this out, and the team at Blitz Metrics. And super excited to have fantastic guest speakers like the Disney Insiders here today. Super excited to hear more from them. And welcome to everybody for taking time every Friday, spend time with us and really going through the exercises. One thing that I really enjoy about the Academy and the think tanks here is that, we learn, do, and then teach. So it's all about taking action and making sure that, this isn't just another webinar where we listen and listen and listen. We do, and that's how we help others, and that's how we benefit.
Fantastic, Andrew. And if you're here, it's because you want to start, grow, or scale your digital marketing agency.
Absolutely.
And we're all together. And it's not one of those fake coronavirus things where we're in this together, like in the commercials. We are here supporting one another. And if you are not able to generate leads, or if you're having a problem with the client because you're not able to optimize, or there's a client relationship issue, or you're having trouble figuring out your lighthouse, you're in the right place, and we're going to help you. So if you're struggling, I consider that to be a group failure, because we have to help one another here. And so if you don't take advantage of the fact that we have a Facebook group of lots of amazing people that are helping each other, or accountability partners, let me know here in the chat, how many Conquer Local sessions have you been to? Is it your first one? Have you been to, what is it now, 22 of them? All but 5, says Rena. Fantastic. 8, 7. Steve, and I've seen you on most of these. 15. Wow. Good job. 20, says Catherine. 1, says Rihanna. You guys are awesome. Rena's watched them all. So if you're catching this on the replay, that's just fine. You might not be able to do some of the exercises, but we've designed this so that you can get value on the replay, and you can learn from other people who have done something. Learn, do, teach, as Mitch. And look, John, you're in the airport. Where are you at now? What city are you in? We're going to pick him up later tonight in Dallas.
I'm in Louisville right now. I go to Louisville, then to Baltimore, and then to Dallas.
Wow, that's a lot of miles.
It's a late night.
Yeah, we're going to see him at 11:10 tonight. We're here in Austin at Digital Marketers Headquarters. And my vision is to see you guys grow your agencies. And in spite of all the nonsense going on, this is a fantastic time to run a local agency, because the people need your help. It's just like opening up hospitals when people are sick. They need your help. You are doing a good mission. And if you're trained up properly like a good surgeon, you're going to be able to heal a lot of people here. So who here is new in their agency. I want to know what stage you are in your agency. We ask this question every time. Are you just getting going? You don't have any clients. You're getting a few clients and it's mainly just you. You have a team and you're scaling on your way to 10,000, or you're above $10,000 a month in revenue on your way to 7 figures plus. Okay. So if you don't have any clients, know that we are helping you generate leads. So on the other side of so this group is for the agency owners, but we have the other groups of what we call lighthouses, like Dr. Glenn Vo, who's a dentist, but has 24,000 dentists, or Chris Scott of Paperless Agent, he has 5,000 other real estate agents, or Dr. Sean Dill, who's, oh, look at that. That looks great, John Cordray, right? Flip through it so people can see the hard work that you've put together. Everyone take a look at John Cordray. He did some amazing work the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm surprised he's even alive and still smiling. So you were recording a full video here, and I'm actually with Dan Pasker, who's behind me, a professional videographer and systems builder, course builder. We were with Brad Lee a couple of days ago on how we can create training for all you guys. But outside of that, today, since we're between season 1 and season 2, season 1 is about starting your agency. And if you haven't gone through those episodes and this is new for you, go back through each of them sequentially. They do build upon one another. Just like your favorite Netflix show, where if you skip forward, you're not going to, if you start in the middle of season 3, episode 5, it's not going to make sense to you. But today, we have our very special guests, the Disneyland Insiders. And I'll let them introduce themselves in just a second. We were together in Orange County. Was it just last week?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, just about a week ago.
And I've watched their progress over the last few years. And we've hung out at places like Vid Summit, and even at, was it like downtown Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Where else did you see us?
These guys know so much about video, and don't let their age fool you. You know, Jack is probably as old as me too. There's a lot of
Yes, I am.
But don't think he's the one behind the scenes making it happen. These guys are an incredible crew, and you've seen how they've been able to grow from nothing to 4 million plus video views. And then with Disney being shut down, they had to pivot their agency, or actually build an agency and do non-Disney sorts of things. And I want you guys to hear their story and hear how they went from just doing mobile video, talking about the latest Disney kinds of news, to how they build groups, how they're shooting video, even the setup they have right now, so that all of us can learn from them, because we follow, learn, do, teach. So, hey, everyone in the chat, say, hello, Disneyland Insiders.
Hi, everybody.
I'm just going to go add that right here.
Yeah. Go say hello to ourselves.
Hello, Disneyland Insiders. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Right. But
Hi, everybody.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, Insiders! What's up, everyone? That's how we start every video. It's with the nice Hey, Insiders. So we wanted to bring that to you guys here today.
This is still the intro part, but just picking up something like that for your videos and having a constant way to start is always the best way that you want to do that.
Consistency is really a big deal.
Just,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of
Something
comfort.
they can recognize if they've watched multiple videos.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, so we're the Disneyland Insiders.
Yes, that's us.
Here, we'll go to the slideshow.
Obviously, we love Disney.
Yes.
Yeah, we're big on Disney.
So just to give you guys a little bit of background, I have been a software developer for 30 years, a little old school technology compared to social media and video and all of those kinds of things. And when the kids said that they wanted to start a channel on YouTube about Disney, I was like, oh, that's such a cute idea. That'll keep them busy for a while. And so that's kind of where we started. We didn't go buy equipment or do anything. It's like, look, you've got your phones, you've got your camera we use.
Yeah, we had the camera that we had already had for a while. So
it was just kind of our camera that we bought, that we took that just took
just
photos
a
of our
camera.
family.
Yeah.
Just what we did, and that's what we
that's what we started with.
for
And
the
really,
first while, just with things that we already had.
it actually, until recently, that's really just been our system. We haven't needed much more.
So we're coming up. It'll be 3 years this fall.
Yeah.
Since we started that,
We kind of jumped into social media and haven't looked back ever since, because
we have over 500
so
videos now.
Yeah. So let me go to the next slide, which is meet our mom.
Oh.
Meet Mom. She's awesome.
She is.
Oh, that's very nice. So we're Disney lovers, in case you didn't know.
But mom's great. She's had her own business for 35 years. for nonprofits. So we had a really great foundation when we said, hey, we want to go be YouTubers and make videos. She like already knew a lot about that world.
It was
So
really
we were
great.
very fortunate to have that foundation.
Nonprofits are so engaging that it was really good to, have Mom who already knew some stuff.
Yes.
But I did it the old school way. I had databases and mail lists and print ads, and we built our community a little differently than the way you deal with today's community. So there was a learning curve, and also being on camera is new.
Right.
That's not anything I had ever done. So I still am only on camera about 10% of the time.
Right.
I'd like to be a voice behind somebody else.
She's quite good at it.
But we're getting better. I've been watching some of Dennis's stuff, and actually one of his Vid Summit sessions said, you too could do a 1-minute video, and I swear for a week.
Oh yeah.
I made it at least a week, probably longer. I really made a 1-minute video just for me
every day.
single
And
day,
it was just
based on the formula that Dennis taught us in the session.
you just kind of think about what you know, and that's kind of how we got started. Even before we were doing videos, is we were actors and we were uncomfortable on camera first, and we just practiced that every day of just doing the thing of talking to people.
Yeah,
even though you can't see anybody.
It took us a while to get our on-camera presence.
Yes. So that is definitely something that does not come naturally, but it can easily be learned.
Yes.
It just takes practice, and it takes doing it over and over again to really hound in that skill.
Yes. And if you just believe in yourself a little bit more every time, then you end up with a really great video that everyone's gonna care about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And go back to this.
Yeah. Let's go back.
All right. So that's Mom. So this is us, and our growth is completely thank you to video.
Yeah.
This is just basically some examples of how videos have helped us grow our channel over the years.
For sure. Yeah. So we have really it's all video.
Yeah.
It's really all video. Our YouTube channel.
We do like some pictures or written posts, which are really great for audience engagement, but only if they're relating back to videos.
Yeah.
And so you can put those up, but as long as they're obviously going to videos to see you mainly.
Yeah, that video is where it's at. So doing that, we have 1.7 million views on our YouTube channel, which we've been very excited about. All video, of course. Doing video, we've created 13,000 followers on our Instagram accounts. And yeah, we have over 1,000 videos on our Facebook
Literally,
page.
from making and editing quick 1-minute videos to our longer, maybe 5 or 10-minute videos, to going live for up to an hour at a time, actually.
There's actually 1,000 videos.
Yeah.
Over 1,000.
It's been our life for
live streaming is like a secret to Facebook.
Yeah.
The secret, literally,
so
if you're going to be good with video, you should obviously practice, the 1-minute videos first. But when you think you're ready, even just like you guys are doing on a Zoom meeting, just being present the whole time and talking to your audience makes them really know you, because you're answering their questions and they're seeing how you are live and not just how you portray yourself.
It builds a deeper connection. So yeah, it's very
the next one.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So our number 1 tip is practice.
Practice all the way. Ooh, I have this cool. Wait. Yeah.
So
practice. You really are gonna want to practice.
Yeah.
So there's Joey from Friends going over his lines every constantly.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that you should have a script more than just
outline.
An outline.
You know what you kind of want to say.
So let me give you a real life example for a second. So if you can imagine the energy of my 3 running through Disneyland every single day. Okay. Every day, what's going on in the park? What's the new ride? Kara does shopping. Eric does food.
Yes.
Adam does a romance and adventure.
Yeah.
So, the content, it wrote itself. Okay. And the community participated, and we went through, and that was really excellent. So then what happened so the park closes.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a smash.
This was the biggest curveball.
Then in my world, in the nonprofit world, everybody went home. There's no more meetings. They're not having conventions. They weren't ready for Zoom yet. It was that early stage.
Yeah.
And so there's this initial panic during the pandemic. Like, now what do we do? And so
basically, we all had to learn how to think outside the box while staying inside the box.
Yeah, it was really strange.
And so one of the things that was really a turning point, and Dennis, I'm gonna blame this on you. Your program.
It's all your fault.
Yeah. No, but so Dennis and I were talking online at this point about about the 1 minute video again. I had already been doing them, but he's like, look, Jack, you can do this. Tell someone else how to do it. And so Adam and I went to 3 prospects and talked to them about their social media program.
Yes.
And we did some of it in person, and then we went to Zoom and talked back and forth on Zoom. But what we did is we went into their office and we said, hey, this is a great, they're delivering care packages to the elderly. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
What a great thing to do. And they're like, oh, well, we don't want a videographer and this and that. And I'm like, look, everybody has a cell phone in their hand.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Right?
Just your cell phone.
Right.
So I said, what I want you to do is I want you to tell us what you're doing today. Tell us 3 reasons why you're doing it today. And then give me some love for your clients at the end. That's all I want, those five talking points. And so what was really cool is we got them to do just that and send it to us to put on their Facebook page. And so, so it was very, what was cool about it is it's like an ABC, just do these steps.
It was like a formula, and
Use
that
the phone,
really helped.
and
That's
we want,
totally
them
thinking of
understand.
like, look,
Dennis.
we want authentic. We want real people. In their case, they are visiting angels, and they're.
This was the client.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The client
So-
was visiting angels.
Yeah. So they were taking things to the elderly, and so I'm like,
Yeah.
look, what a great thing to do. Just stop and tell us about it with your phone in your hand. Don't look at it. Don't whatever. And so what was cool to me is the next day, one of them starts. She makes a video, probably 3 videos a week now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really great.
And
so
she like is so not a video person. Like we know her, and she just does not do video. But like we're like, all we want you to do is pull your phone, tell us what you're doing today, thank your clients, and turn it off. Like, super simple. But we want the social media world to be engaged in what your daily life is.
Just tell the story.
What's amazing about so many, just the clients that we've had already and social media pages we see is that as a business, before the video world was a thing, you already did so many great things like visiting angels. They already do events to help so many things that just making videos out of it immediately made it click.
right.
Yeah.
It
It's
really
like
made it easy.
take
Well,
what you're already
and
doing
then-
and make it a video.
Right.
Well, so then they watched their numbers come up, and then they got more business, and then they got more caregivers, and they got this, and it kind of, it all feeds itself off the channel. And from our standpoint, we got 3 more customers out of it.
Yeah.
So
So
it was
that was
just
really cool.
bringing it to them kind of in a practical way.
Yeah, but yeah, the coronavirus definitely gave us a curveball. So back to that a little bit, it definitely put a curveball into our plans and our goals and what we've been working towards.
I think we
Why
did
don't
a
you have
pretty
them
good
put in
job.
the chat
Yeah.
what the pandemic has done to change their business? I mean, it's a change.
Yeah.
What about everybody else?
If there's any aspect of your business that's been changed, put it in the chat so we can kind of see how it's affected everyone.
Exactly.
Yes.
Ours was pretty literal because we can't be at Disneyland anymore. But I know there's different ways.
And learn by teaching. Us telling you guys to say something in the chat is totally something you guys should be implementing into your video strategy.
Right.
Because it will build some great engagement on your posts, and the social media platforms absolutely love that. So if you incorporate that kind of element into your video, like tell me about your day, what are you guys up to, and you have them put that kind of stuff in the chat, it will do wonders for your social channel.
Even if it's
Kara,
just
Kara is the best.
She is the
because-
master.
Because with shopping, she's like, oh, which one do you like? I don't know.
Right.
I mean, it's not hard to get people to say which outfit they like better.
Right.
Or which piece of merchandise they like better. Literally, it can be as simple as that.
Yeah, it's like put in the chat below what kind of merch you liked, and then it builds great
And
engagement.
see
on
now,
your
look,
page.
so many people are sending these awesome messages, and it's a great way to build engagement because.
And then if you go back and you respond to these comments, now you're building a community. You have a connection to these people and these faces on your chat. You've started a conversation, and now they will be like loyal fans for quite a long time.
And now, the best part of this is that now not only are we seeing your reactions, once we reply, you guys feel that intimacy as well, and the audience does.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
the better stack to that is that now we recognize faces. So when we go live, when we're saying hi to Ann or Jeff, it's like we actually can relate to these people.
Well, and sometimes they'll even comment like what their nickname is, and if you just like do your best, because it gets tough at times.
We have a document of all our notes of what our fans like or don't like, and it's like they feel so much more special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, if they have a nickname that they like that's like short for their actual name, then we'll call them by that name when they comment or
Well, we're
something.
starting to know from the insider standpoint. We
Yeah,
know
from insiders'
We
perspective.
know
Right.
who's a teacher. We know who works for the government. We know who has just one trip. We've got a whole group of fans from Canada that only come once a year.
Mhm.
We've got fans in Scotland and Brazil and Chile. and
Australia.
Yeah.
we keep notes on what kinds of things they like, what time of year it is sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, and-
Because Australia is just starting their winter. So they love that when we shout out in one of the things we're doing to something that's their particular interest.
Just how it applies to them.
Yeah.
And so
We're like, ooh, very cool that we have somebody here from Australia. We know that the time difference is like, it's already tomorrow for you. So welcome
Right.
to our
So,
stream,
okay, there's
etc.
a question about the live chat.
Yeah.
live
So-
chat on YouTube, Instagram, definitely both.
Both
Yeah.
and also Facebook.
Yeah.
Any platform where there's an ability to leave a comment, you should, because
Exactly.
it not only helps your relevance on those pages, but it also makes that viewer feel that much more present.
We also have another question. What platform is best for these daily 1-minute videos? Instagram. Instagram's great. So is Facebook.
Okay, so Instagram's funny. Instagram stories are 15 seconds, not a minute. So if you can change what you're doing from a minute to 15 seconds and putting them on your story every day, that's a really great way to engage.
Yeah, and sometimes if it's like a really important thing that you went there for a while, make it a story highlight.
Right.
Right. Story highlight or just post it.
Right,
But
even a post
that,
itself.
that goes deeper into Instagram.
Well,
so.
and so one of the things we've been trying to do with stories is there's 5 days. So if we're going to put a video out on Friday, that maybe is a 3-minute video, we'll cut it into pieces. And then the following week, you make it a piece on your story.
Yes.
This was a lot easier to do when there were parades, but
Yes, because
We
you
can
know,
take pieces
so we
from
would
the
take
parade.
the parade and do all of it live, and then we would say one float at a time on each day
Yes.
the
On
following
each-
week.
right. And
But-
so that kind of spread out our content, gave us something to put on our stories. But you know, we can still kind of do that in a
Yes.
look what used to be at Disneyland. But
Yeah.
People aren't like super thrilled with that
yeah.
as much anymore.
But
Yeah.
but in other businesses, if we think about, so we've got some tech companies that we work for. We've got our home care agencies that we're working for. And so each of them has a procedure kind of in a weekly snippet.
Mhm.
And so we're getting them to talk about stories the same way, where we're making a couple of 1-minute videos or maybe 3 minutes that we're cutting across stories and convincing them that it's okay to talk
Yes.
Mhm.
in a casual format, not to the camera, and then let us chop it up for them and put
Right.
it up on the thing. And so once you show them a couple of times, you know, I popped into a customer's account just before coming on, and I have asked like 4 or 5 times for this one person who's in our meetings. He's got this great personality, but he wouldn't be in any of the videos. And he just put up a video this morning. I was like,
Yes.
woohoo!
So
you just have to help them.
that's part of the presentation, but we really encourage you guys to be on the camera. But if you don't
Mhm.
want to, there are other ways. But we really want you to.
Yeah.
So,
Like
if you
it
can.
it builds that connection to
Exactly.
your audience, which is super important when you're selling something, or even just to build a community that really cares and engages about your content. You
Mhm.
really want to try to build that community and have them connect with you on a
Right.
deeper level than just watching your videos.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
photos are good, and we actually do lots of photo posts, but only once again if they relate back to those videos, so that they feel that much more connected.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Want to go back?
Yeah, let's go back to the
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you saw this. That's gonna animate that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be afraid to post. And sometimes, if you want to click
Yeah,
on
I
it.
will, I will.
click on
All right.
Sometimes.
Your videos are gonna flop.
Yes. It's just inevitable.
It's-
The videos
yeah.
that you
It's
post
gonna
are going to
happen.
flop.
You
it's gonna happen.
you just kind of come to expect it, and you learn to say it's okay. We have some videos that totally flopped, and they're ones that we put more work into.
You know, it's so
And-
funny. Some of the videos that we put no work into are the ones that went viral, and some of the ones that we spent hours editing and creating have
Just
like
flop.
flopped.
Yeah, just
You see
nothing.
Tarzan? We
Just
did
like Tarzan.
We pulled a
And,
Tarzan.
you have to not be afraid to pick yourself back up. It's really discouraging, even early on, if you're trying videos and you're not seeing that immediate success.
But
Just kind of
like-
keep going.
we have, like we said at the beginning, we have over 1,000 videos that we've created and posted on our social platforms.
And there's a lot of flops.
There's a lot of flops.
Yeah.
So you just have to move past, learn from your
Oh, yeah.
mistakes, not take it too hard, and move on and make the next video, because it's so
Yep.
important to keep up that video content. Like, if it's bad, it'll die on the internet. No one will ever see
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
so
if you're
fine.
if it doesn't do well, then it just goes away and you go to your next thing.
Yeah. All right. Next.
Speaking of next thing.
That might, yeah, that's gonna animate again.
That's right.
Oh, all right. So our next part is about how you can make great videos,
Yes.
and your setup does not have to be this.
It
You
does
do
not.
not need
Yeah.
the world's craziest tools. You need just some simple things like we've been talking about, just your phone, and we're gonna jump into that right now.
Yeah. All right.
So really, you have some really specific key things here. You really want great audio. That's the 1st thing that you're going to notice. It's definitely the first thing I notice when I'm watching a video. If it doesn't sound good, I can deal with it more than if it doesn't.
Look.
Do you have that backwards?
Wait,
Perfect.
no.
If it doesn't look perfect,
perfect.
that's fine. But if it sounds bad, then you're way more likely to click off.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've actually tested that with different viewer engagements. We can see people drop off when the sound is bad more often than when the video is
Video's
bad.
blurry.
And sometimes bad video could be a stylistic choice if
Yeah.
you
Which
want
is
to
really
call it that.
funny.
But bad audio is
And-
never really a stylistic
No.
choice.
It's never appreciated.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the slide. This here it's a Moriv smartphone videography kit. It's on Amazon, and it's fantastic for just putting a little bit of style into your.
Of extra quality in
Yeah.
your already phone video.
So your phone slides into it, but then you can include the light, and you can plug in a microphone, and it just kind of fine tunes.
Of course, an
Your
audio
phone
jack
video.
is required for this set.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That's
Yeah. So that's kind of what we started out with as our setup. I mean, we had just our phone at first.
Yeah.
And
But
then
when we wanted the next level, we just bought.
this is the first thing we bought was
Yeah.
this Moriv that we talked about that's on Amazon.
Like that exact thing, actually.
Yeah. That's why
It's
we
great.
put it in the video.
Yeah.
No, it's really great. And of course, after 3 years, we've added some fun toys.
Yes.
But
But
That's for
that's
later
how
when
we
we talk
started.
about all the extremes and the multi-camera effect.
Heck yeah.
But, we'll talk more about that later.
Okay, gotta warn me when I'm back on screen.
all right.
He didn't warn me. We were such an exact
Alright.
camera either. So.
All right, so this is the most important part, and we want to say thank you to Dennis because he totally helped with presenting this one in a specific way that really makes it easy to understand.
Yes. Mom, you're gonna be back on camera.
Okay.
All right. There you go. All right,
So-
so
We kind of want to talk a little bit about how to be present and be engaged when you're on camera, because we know that that's always the first question. It's like, okay, I have to now do a video.
Right.
What is it that we're gonna do?
Yeah.
So we thought we'd give you guys some basic talking points so that when you're stuck, you're like, well, here's where I can get started. And then
Now
Yes.
we could just say relax, but that's a really general term.
relax is really what you should do, but
Yes.
it's not the
It's
best way
not-
to present that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
so-
anyway, like we said, be present and engaged, but more importantly, be engaged, like knowing.
Yeah, to a
right.
specific audience.
Anyway, let's go back to the slide and we'll show them what we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
Right. So you want to ask yourself these two main important questions, and that's who are you talking to and what story are you telling?
Right.
Yes.
So you definitely want to know who your audience is, because that is really important to have that specific audience in mind when you're making a video.
So obviously with Insiders, our audience is Disney fans.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're not going to go talk about Harry Potter or Universal or
Right.
anything like that.
Snoopy or anything like that.
Right.
No, 'cause
Even though we love those characters,
They're all
that's
great.
not what we're doing. But
we're
then,
talking about Disney characters.
Yeah.
but then with
Not our
our
audience.
clients like Visiting Angels, here I'll let Mom take over for that. But the audience there is so much different.
Well, so as an agency, you have lots of different kinds of audience. And so your job is to help that customer connect with their customers. And that's what you're doing for them. And so you have to have kind of a story in your head.
Yes.
And so recently we were working with some of our in-home care clients and our client and their client. We have both generations.
Yeah.
And both were really uncomfortable. And finally, I had them stop. And I have the benefit of some really great videographers here standing next to me. So I
You can
turned
make anything look good with
Right,
editing.
so
and,
We like it.
and so they thought the kids were not part of this because we had the main camera going, but I had the kids turn on their phones and said, okay, just record this in the background. And so then I just walked up and I said, hey, how long have you been a client of this? And what does he do that you love? And, and they thought we were just kind of practicing, but it started this real conversation. And we have 15 minutes of the best video for
I
this
think
client.
ever.
Oh yeah.
We didn't
did.
tell them that we were recording the camera. They were just having a
All
really
we
cool
did,
conversation.
we said hi, just talk to, we said Jack.
And-
They
Yeah.
thought I was just doing a preliminary kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it worked out really super. And when
And
we
then
showed
by the
them
end, we're like,
after,
great, we're done filming.
Well,
She's
and
like,
what
we're
was funny-
filming. She was like, oh, okay.
Exactly. She's like, you were filming that? Like,
Right.
yeah, it was fantastic. Like, we're done. You can leave.
And
Like,
so-
that was all we needed.
Even though you may not be always interviewing people and just talking yourself, keeping the idea that you can keep it longer and just have a real conversation and then edit it to that 1 minute style is
pretend you're on the phone.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, hey, how are you today? And this is about my business or what I'm doing today. And this is what the points are that I'm trying to make. And so that keeps you engaged like you would be in a real conversation. And that's not the same as talking to slides or talking to a camera or,
Exactly.
or that kind of thing. And so it makes you feel more real to the camera
Yeah.
because you're just kind of role playing in your head. So
Yeah,
we
really.
found that to be really helpful.
As real as you can be. That
Yeah.
is really probably one of our biggest tips is just
Be
be
yourself.
yourself.
Right.
Connect with the audience.
Yeah.
Be you. Be real, and people
Because
will
that's what they're
appreciate
gonna-
that
that's what they're gonna
humanness.
fall in love with.
You
and
know what?
so-
I think I've heard that line on Aladdin before.
Yes.
Just be yourself.
Everybody's screaming. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a-
That's right in
Yeah.
there.
I have a question for you guys. We hear this question often, and we've
Okay.
heard some feedback from Dennis, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you hold the phone portrait or landscape? What do you think whenever you're
All right.
recording?
Okay.
All right. So there's
What's the
It depends
reminder?
on the platform.
there's a
It really does.
conversation on this.
Yeah,
So-
it depends. My favorite answer.
I know.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. I
We're
just
gonna-
had to.
Let's talk a little bit more about that so we don't just leave them with that.
So
funny
YouTube,
enough.
you're always gonna want it horizontal, mainly, because
Well, yeah,
well,
landscape, but that's just
landscape?
YouTube. If you're talking
Yeah,
about Facebook, you actually want neither, and you want to make it square, which is really funny. If you have an iPhone or a Samsung, you can put your video on square mode with the 1-to-1 ratio, and that is the best way, at least I think. And it looks weird, and you're gonna have to kind of adjust to it if you're used to doing it other ways. But having it square,
It actually takes up more of the screen. So as
Yeah.
people are scrolling through their Facebook feed, a square video takes up the whole mobile
A
screen.
longer scroll.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes it a longer scroll. The time on your post is actually a lot greater because now your post takes up the whole feed. Instagram stories always be vertical.
right, you want
Right.
completely vertical.
YouTube posts always be horizontal. Although
Yeah.
I did post a vertical video on YouTube, and that's our most viral. But
but
that
that's
is like
because
way
Ted
against
Tom
all the
Holland.
recommendations.
That's beside the
It
point.
was not
an
supposed to be that
was a
way.
fluke.
Yeah.
But you usually want square when you're talking about doing videos, and those daily 1 minute videos we're talking about and those ads
Mhm.
is the square format, because when you're scrolling through Facebook, you want to capture the viewer's attention.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I know. I'm sorry we gave you the depends answer.
Yes.
I know.
Everybody comes to that vague answer, and it's like we don't love giving it, but
Right,
it really
so
depends on what
yeah,
you're trying to
It's
do.
the honest truth.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Does he have a follow on? Did we cover?
Yeah. Did we?
Anything
Did we
else?
answer your question? Is that good?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's great feedback. Thanks for going in detail on that.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right.
I wish it was a simpler question.
Yes,
know.
it's really a strange one.
Well, it's a simple question. I wish it was a simpler answer.
Yes,
Exactly.
There
yes.
we go.
All right, so this is kind of what we just talked about. If you're camera shy, like bashful here,
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
we understand. Like I can't say that we weren't camera shy the first time that we were on camera as well.
Oh
even
yeah.
when we did it, it was like we literally had to have that Adam or Kara was always holding the camera while I was talking.
Okay. So timeout. Let's give a little background.
Yeah.
These 3 children were born to be on camera.
Yeah.
Okay?
Kind of.
Adam in particular has a smile from the time he wakes up until the time he goes to bed.
Pretty accurate.
He knows where the camera is all the time. Kara wants to be a rock star when she grows up, and she decided to transfer that into being on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want you to think that it's really easy. I think you're doing good with playing down the shy, but that isn't really something you guys can talk to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well. Okay.
Okay,
So.
We've
Fine.
seen people shy, and we understand that people are
Absolutely.
shy.
And-
that I agree with 100%. And you're like your dad and I behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, we've been working on it for a very long time,
We have.
but at the beginning we were shy, but that was a couple years ago. So recently we've really honed in that skill.
Right.
Oh yeah.
At a
But-
certain point, it's just like we can kind of go anywhere, but that's from, like we showed, practicing every day
Yeah.
and just waking up and making yourself a 1-minute video
Like
that says everything.
oh,
Yeah, so that's just practice. You know,
Yes.
that's how you
Right.
overcome the camera shy.
seriously, you just look in the mirror and you talk to yourself and you pretend it's a camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more thing that they had on the slide is camera placement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and so
Is that this one?
when you're using, it was actually the slide you guys just went by.
Have we on camera?
Yeah.
Okay,
Camera
so
placement.
where to put the camera?
Yes.
Yes.
That is an excellent question. So,
From a girl who's short.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. As a shorty myself, it's kind of difficult to know where the camera should be for different people. It also really depends on your height. Because
Yes.
look at this guy.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. Doing shots of the three of us was really something to adjust to, because whenever Kara held it, the shot was like this.
Like
and I was
this,
like,
and
but
you're like,
you're
scratch.
cutting off my eyes and my head. And so,
Yeah, either
Um,
that or my arms were like way above my head and then it just didn't work.
Yeah. So one of the things I recommend is if you're in selfie mode is you hold your camera straight out in front of you and then right above eye level, tilt it down a little bit.
Yes.
To me, that is the best selfie camera placement because
Absolutely.
that way you're looking up and not down, so you don't have the upshot.
there's three
Facing,
really good reasons for that.
There is.
Just like the upshot you're talking about. If you're in pretty much any scenario, the lights are usually above you, and so you don't want to have that shadow when you're looking down. So if I'm looking
Exactly.
here, the shadow is weird, and also your nose
Right,
gets in the
right.
way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So holding it up just kind of deletes all that and makes a really great shot.
Yeah, exactly. So
So-
I didn't mean to steal what you said.
no,
but-
that's perfect.
Cool.
That's perfect.
All right.
And the lighting's good. You don't need extra light, but just
Oh,
like
yeah.
Just like you saw in that little
towards the
thing,
sun, not
just
with it behind
a
you.
light. Yep.
Yeah.
Seriously, just stand by your window if you're inside.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty simple. All right.
All right, I'll go back.
We got to go over 2 now.
Okay.
So this is a
Okay.
really interesting topic because it really comes down to what each individual business wants.
Yeah. So what's really like this is different for you. So
Yes,
I
it's
want you
different for
guys to
everybody.
put in the chat, who do you think your audience is?
Right.
We
like,
want to know, like
chat it right now.
just like type it in, who is your audience that you're trying to talk to?
Yeah, answer these questions here. Is like, what does your audience care about, and what are you trying to tell them? And that really answered our
Exactly.
question at first when we were making videos, because it was like, now that we have our camera set and the page set and we want to do videos, why are we here? And so
Yeah,
once we
just-
kind of asked ourselves those two, it's like, what are we trying to tell them?
Ooh,
It kind of made the whole story flow.
restaurant owners, entrepreneurs, wine lovers. This is
Ooh.
awesome.
Oh,
Home
yeah.
service businesses, lawyers,
Entrepreneurs, this is great.
Event
Lawyers.
planners.
real estate agents, seniors. We got some other
Cool.
seniors in here.
Nice.
All right, can I throw in my interesting thing about lawyers that I saw at one ad agency?
Yeah.
Sure.
So this is kind of interesting. So there's these lawyers who wanted to reach other lawyers, and that was their business, is reaching other lawyers. And they were having a really hard time because they were putting up videos and they were writing articles and they were doing everything they thought they could.
Right.
And they were writing about law stuff and were getting nowhere with it. And then they started writing about golf. And all the lawyers then knew that, and at the end of their articles they'd say, and if you're a lawyer who's looking for what our business is, kind of like an advertisement at the end, contact us. And it was their most successful ad ever when they started talking about something that their
Something that
audience
lawyers
cared
cared about,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Which was golf at the time. And so it was just really interesting to hear that story because he's like, literally, we wrote about lawyers, we wrote about something that we knew they care about, which was golf, and we got more leads and more sales from the golf advertisement than we got from
Just
our lawyer
know the
advertisement.
people behind it.
Yeah.
More than just the group.
Yeah,
Yes.
know who your audience is. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
It
yeah.
all comes down to community, audience.
Mhm.
Like that's really
That leads right back to this, just like we already said.
So, also you have to make sure you know what you want to tell them. So find a way to work that into something they care about.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right, just like
Yeah.
the golf.
Right.
I think that's pretty good.
All right, so do we head on? I think this is our last slide, but then we'll talk more about your questions and
What's their
everything.
questions?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can totally do questions.
Yeah, we can
but
totally do questions, but
Thank
this is-
you.
so
Yes.
the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing.
Our favorite Walt Disney quote.
And this one, funny enough, it kind of means a lot to us. We
It
started to
does.
live because
Not only is it Walt Disney,
I am
which is obviously
definitely a
huge.
perfectionist. Okay,
Yeah.
just to be
Totally.
honest.
And we'd actually been trying to make Disneyland Insiders a thing for like maybe 3 years before we started.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we just got to start.
Yes.
So we did.
Yep. And actually,
Actually,
we're working
we can-
on some other projects now, and it's like we should just start it.
Right.
So
Let's go.
I want to tell them about one of our experiments during the pandemic.
Yeah, I think that's a
Okay.
good idea.
So in line with just start doing it. So what happened is everything in our world was different. Okay.
Yeah.
Different clients. The park is closed. We moved out of our apartment.
We had to
everything.
adjust.
Everything was different.
Yeah.
And so we were talking with somebody, and we decided that what we wanted to do was the 5-day trial.
Yes.
So we did, probably in early April, we did 5 days of live.
It
And
was
we
really
did,
interesting.
we did 5 days on YouTube, and we did 5 days on Facebook. We did some stuff on Instagram. We spruced up LinkedIn. We just kind of went around and made sure that everything was current.
Just
Yeah.
kind of tuned.
Yeah, just kind of tuned. And I even have done this with several of my agency customers now. I was like, for the next 5 days, this is what we're going to do. And at the end of the 5 days, you go back and you look at the analytics. Okay, so you took action every single day along this path. And then at the end, on Monday, in our case, on Monday, we called it Magic Monday. And it was just a post about something magical because
We would
everybody
literally-
was sad.
We would go live for 30 minutes and just talk about, hey, we're playing Disney music or having Disney decorations in our house just to keep
Or we made
the
Disney
happiness.
pancakes. Or,
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
Little
who
Mickey
knows?
shaped pancakes. Just simple things.
And
Simple
so we did something else Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all of them.
Yep.
And at the end, we kept Magic Monday, and because our fans, that's what they wanted the most. That was
Yes.
our largest engagement, to the point where you see our Magic Maker shirt.
Yeah. So this
Oh,
right
yeah.
here is actually a result of Magic Monday. So,
It is.
We've
This
sold
is the coolest.
like 50 shirts in a week,
yeah.
which is good.
Like of these sweatshirts, we sold 50 of them in the week. Magic makers, and so the way that we did this on Facebook is we started the Magic Monday where we talked about something magical, and it was how are you making magic in your community?
And it ended up getting this really good community of like the same people coming back every week and wanting to share with us or share these ideas they had. And it just came from the weekly live streams because it built that engagement.
They shared clouds that looked like a Mickey. They shared somebody who paid it forward at Starbucks. They shared, and they came back to tell these stories on Mondays in droves. It's been fabulous.
And then they
It's been
said
amazing.
how what we asked them to do, which is go make magic in the world. They then went and did it, and they said how that affected them and made magic for each other to the point that we now have a Facebook group.
And this is the secret. If you're gonna be building a large community, is Facebook groups are brilliant.
Yeah.
So with Magic Makers, we started this group, and now the group, we started it 3 weeks ago, and we officially have 104 members.
Yeah.
And it
no
just came in.
advertising or anything.
Nope,
All we
Just
do-
our-
All we did was create it.
All we did was like
and
say that we're making a group on our live stream. and
they're
people went and found
starting.
it.
They're starting donations.
Yeah,
Right?
so-
they're donating money for us to make magic. For others, we have a Make-A-Wish support program going on. We
Yes.
have some stuff in Australia.
And so it turned into, it almost got out from under us because like it like turned so fast into this
Yeah.
way to make magic. But
Right.
now it's a group of people who are making magic for people who can't, because you know they have the Make-A-Wish Foundation
Yeah.
where they would take people to Disneyland, but
And now
obviously they can't right now.
Disneyland's
Right.
closed.
So now we're part of a group that's bringing the Disney magic to those kids.
And our
so
Friday was trivia night. Trivia night Friday.
Yeah.
Friday
Right.
night live
We
trivia.
would do Disney trivia, and both of these with the group and the double weekly live streams, it created this super engaged community that really cared about our content and what we were doing.
And
to
they
the
give
point
us
that we
ideas
sold
all the
merchandise.
time.
yeah, it's the point that now we have merchandise that we sell about these groups and this. As what Dennis said, the lighthouse. It really is
Yes,
the lighthouse.
yes.
It is.
So
But
we should
they
touch
got
up
to
on what
pick.
that
So the
is.
5-day experiment was what content did we put up
that our
they-
fans
that our
enjoy.
fans enjoyed and got us the most engagement, and then we start putting up more content like that, and that's what keeps it building, right?
Right.
And
Mhm.
so it takes a little bit of experimenting,
Yes.
but then you take that next step, and
Yeah.
and we failed. Wednesday
And those
was a
other days
flop.
flopped.
Yeah.
And
Oh man,
we just had to
Wednesday
say
was
it
a bad
okay.
day. We're like, we are
Wednesday
not
was
going
like-
on
Absolutely
Wednesday.
terrible.
They don't like Wednesdays. We got it.
Yep.
And so that just kind of led the path for us. And
But it was cool because we were doing the trivia nights, and then
Yeah.
there was somebody who reached out who wanted to become a sponsor of trivia night, and so then they sponsored our trivia night, and we did giveaways in it,
Mhm.
and I think on that one we had like 150 people watching
Yeah.
at once or something, which is
Yes.
so cool.
Right.
It was crazy.
and it's
Well,
just
we have 2 more sponsors that want to come into the magic realm.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yes.
so,
And so-
the brands are starting to pay attention
yeah.
to the
Right.
same area.
So when you're consistent is really a big thing because they know what to expect week to week, and it builds
Monday and
that.
Friday at 7:30, we're always live, and they come to expect that. People are talking. They're like, we set up our dinner so that it, they were making a reservation out somewhere, and they're like, we have to be back by 7:30. And so building that kind of recognition and kind of come to expect it is what really helped our audience grow.
Yeah.
Because for the first little bit, while Disneyland was closed, we were getting almost nowhere because nobody really cared.
We were just treading water. Like, it
We're
was
like,
bad.
okay, what can we do now?
Right.
Right.
But once we started Magic Monday and Trivia Night, we got a deeper audience than we've ever had in our entire history doing this. Like, we've never been this engaged to our community before. It's amazing. We're getting one day we were like 10 minutes late to go live, and we got like 25 messages saying, "Are you guys okay? Did something happen?" Like, we're just checking in to make sure.
No, we're just a little late.
I'm sorry.
And so that audience really cared.
That was the first day there was traffic back in Los Angeles.
It was.
Right.
Yeah.
It was.
And so it was really just, we were amazed because people cared, and it made them care to the point that we got the sale.
Merchandise, and they're posting all over saying, "Oh my gosh, I just got my Disneyland Insiders merchandise. I'm so excited." And it's just so cool to, when you guys will know, like, when you build a community, it's such a good feeling, that you brought these kind of people together.
Someone asked a trivia question.
Ooh.
So they're saying, what is Snow White's prince's name? Now,
Okay, there's 2 answers
so
to this.
yes, she knows.
There is a fan lore answer, and then there is
Disney's answer.
Disney's answer, which is there is no name.
He's literally known as
He's
the
just
prince.
the prince.
He's the prince. He's the only one without a name.
He's the only one without a name.
Right.
But in fans,
In
what are
fan lore, it's
like Florian?
Florian.
I
You're
think,
right.
yeah.
You got it, Florian.
People gave him a name, but he just is just the prince.
Yeah.
It's just
But
the prince.
anyways, yeah, it's just a fun way to build a community. Like, seriously.
Well, in asking trivia questions, people comment their answers.
Exactly.
And that was one of the best
Right.
things for us.
Great
'cause-
circulation. too.
Right.
Yeah.
We could display a graphic using Facebook Live Producer, and it would let us literally put up these questions so that they could read it and then build engagement to the point that even though when our audience was small, some of our first live streams on
We had like
Trivia
50 or
Friday,
60 people, and we have over
literally
1,000
900
comments.
comments on the video, and that literally spiked the relevance because so many people were just madly commenting
Their
Oh, yeah.
answers. And so, just building that engagement in that community, like,
What else do we have?
just so
Okay.
important. Is there a challenge or roadblock to overcome with copyright issues regarding Disney-owned images?
All right.
So, yes.
Funny, yes. The biggest thing you can do is always take your own pictures because Disney's really good.
Yeah.
If it's just us on our camera and we're taking the photos, they're usually okay.
They
with
really,
it.
yeah.
They're usually fine with
In
that.
terms of filming at Disneyland, it can't be commercial use and it can't be interrupting anyone else's park day. But it's not commercial, and it's just us. So
Which is
we're
another
clear
reason
there.
why for us the phone thing was a good thing.
Right. We didn't want to have, the big, as you saw, the big
Gimbal.
Hollywood studio, massive camera.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have let it in.
Right.
Also, we
Right.
should talk about our equipment now and what we do with everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't make a slide for this, but so right now we have some pretty cool equipment going on. As you can see, we're switching cameras, so we can talk to you over here,
Yes.
and this is the shot of the 3 of us, and then we pop here, and this is us and Mom,
And then
And then we have our
slideshow.
and then we can put our video in the slideshow.
Yeah, exactly.
And there you go. And
Wow.
so this is the A10 Mini Pro, and it's great.
It's
Dennis
really,
told
really
us about it,
fantastic.
and it's like a great little device that you can use.
And
you
it
just
allows
plug
you
it
to,
in.
to do multi-camera in a live stream setup.
Yeah.
Right.
And so even when we're recording, it makes the editing process so much faster because you can record it and pop around, and then you're like already kind of like editing on the fly, if that
Right,
makes sense.
right.
Mhm.
To
So-
make it a little more engaging.
Right, so this is recorded, and if we want to pop over to this, it's literally there instead of having to edit in this massive production that it takes to edit the photo and slideshow into the video.
So yeah, it's been pretty cool. We use all Sony cameras. Doesn't mean you
Yes.
can't use the Canon because
Canon,
cameras
So-
are great.
Nikon,
We have-
Panasonic.
The Sony Alpha 1, a Sony Alpha 7, and we have
The Sony A7R4, which is totally by far our favorite. You can kind of tell the difference.
Like this
This
is
Yeah.
This is pretty good, and it does our wide shot, but then this A7R4, nothing
That's-
beats it. It's a
just
great,
amazing.
it's a really great camera that we've loved having, and then we have our third camera that isn't set up, but
Exactly.
it's older. But as long as it has the HDMI out, it can go into this ATEM and present a really good shot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
it does.
it's funny. So we actually, this is also a learning curve because we've never done studio filming before. We'd always just
This
been
was
on
really
the fly in the
interesting.
park.
Yeah.
So
We
we
would-
always used our phone, or we used our camera,
But
or
our
something.
camera was a single setup, and we just pop a directional microphone on top of it, and that's all we had.
That was it.
But now with the
So,
studio,
but we
We're
also
using
have-
the A10 Mini Pro for those of you who are
oh, yeah,
asking.
it's
Yes.
the ATEM Mini Pro. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
so
Yeah.
we also ended up, part of being a tech company owner is when we were live streaming, we ended up with a live view unit and a
Yes.
backpack.
this
Oh
thing
my
is
gosh.
awesome.
It's
So
lifesaver,
cool.
honestly.
You can Google Live View. Here, I'll put it in the chat just so the
Yeah,
typing
so
is.
what this does was give us 2 bonded modems, increased bandwidth,
It's really
a little more
impressive. They
reliability,
sell an entire
extra
set.
batteries, and so it was. Oh, sorry.
We'll make sure you're still in the shot.
Yeah.
But what the live view did for us was a way to live stream on the go, and instead of just a phone live stream. And by the way, we do phone live streams.
We
yeah.
actually still do.
We actually still do to this day. But with the live view, if it's ever a parade or something important, it gives you that extra boost in quality while you're live, like
Right,
we have now.
right.
We could live.
Well, and a bigger event where you have more people with cell phones and maybe limited
Oh,
bandwidth,
man.
or
Yeah,
you need reliability that you don't always get on your cell phone.
There were definitely
That's a great help.
Yeah.
there were definitely a lot of live streams where our feed would crash right in the middle. We would have like 300 viewers, and all of a sudden they would just crash. We'd be down to like 60. And I'm
It was
like,
like,
oh. So that's kind of we failed, right?
Right.
We
It
flopped.
flopped.
We
It flopped. And
badly.
we learned from it, and kind of what Timothy just asked: have we ever had connection issues?
So
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
we've had.
especially in Disneyland.
You think about Disneyland, they're finally, Disney themselves are running on 5G connection, which is really cool.
Yes.
But
But that's
There's,
not available to the public.
there's
so-
like 50,000 people at the park every day, so they
Right.
can only do so much bandwidth.
So you can't actually connect to the Wi-Fi there. It's actually better to not connect to the Wi-Fi if you're just on your phone.
But
Yeah.
where the Live View came in to help is the way the Live View does the backpack. It's 2 modems, one on one carrier like Verizon, on the other like AT&T, and it gives this bonded connection, and then it goes and encodes it and pushes it out to Facebook or
I
YouTube.
think it's like a 30-second delay, but the quality of the live stream is
Quality's good.
like
The
fantastic.
stability is what mattered to
Right,
us.
and
so we
it's
could get it.
camera quality and not our phones.
Hey,
That's been the
insiders!
best.
I just have one question for you here, and
Okay.
hey there. So a couple of people have been asking too. You obviously have an awesome passion project built up with the Disney business. Can
Right.
you talk about the agency business a little bit? And what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on in
totally.
that sphere?
Absolutely.
Yes. So,
Yes.
you
This is
got
really
their
interesting.
passions.
You did.
we
You got
got-
our passion talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely some agencies to talk about.
Okay. So, is there a specific agency question?
Or do we want? Because we can just talk about it.
We could
I think
totally
Yeah,
people
talk
were
about it.
just just curious what the agency business was, who your clients are, kind of what you do in that space.
All right,
Okay, so I started with nonprofits first. And so my initial customers were associations of different types, and they're not really big into
social
social media.
like it
They're-
all.
yeah. Yeah, a little bit. And so what we are doing now is we're doing local businesses. We've done several restaurants, the senior care agencies, tech companies that are trying to get a little more traction.
Yeah.
There's one more category I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's all
But
right.
anyway,
That's
So
different things.
we actually had about 5 categories of local businesses, and then we really just started to streamline a little bit differently. So so you go into the business owner, and really they just want you to do it, right? And they're like, you just go post, or tell me how many times to post, or do this, and it's really a hard thing to go in and show them, but I go in and show them their analytics right away. It's like, okay, here's what you're doing right now, and maybe it's good. There's some of them, the restaurants in particular, where their specials are getting getting traffic, but the rest of their stuff is like 0 likes, no comments, no whatever.
I know.
Yeah.
It's been really funny.
Sometimes not even pictures of their food, which I'm like, as a restaurant, that's like got to be your easiest,
Right.
your easiest target is the food. But so what our problem was, and really what the kids just said about the Disneyland Insiders and all the things they're doing definitely applies to the business, but they have to find that same passion, right?
Yes.
So if you're a restaurant, your passion has to be to call them in on special occasions and special could just be that you've had a long day at work and you need to pick up some real food instead of cooking, right?
Instead of just posting a photo of the food, if you say, it's finally Friday, it's been a long work week, and kind of engage with them before you say, and come on down to our restaurant. It literally, we watched the analytics, more engagements, more customers came saying they were from Facebook. It was really interesting.
It was very cool. And so then we did a couple of other things on the restaurant where I would say on Monday, it's like, okay, who had that great chicken fried steak yesterday? Only 6 more days till you can have it again. And it gets them thinking about coming in on the weekend. And then we do teasers throughout the week, right? Okay, so today is this nice shrimp salad. It's all healthy, but that's what gets you, to Sunday when you can have your chicken fried steak again. So you have to kind of target.
Yeah.
And you could do that in like an article or like a picture post, but it is so much more effective as a video. And not even just the audience, but also the way the algorithm sees it, like getting all mathematical. The algorithm really loves videos, and it really loves that engagement on its platform.
So turn on your phone with a meal, turn the plate a little bit, show the half empty plate. Don't make it always just the perfect picture.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Right. So
Talk over it, let them know what it is.
And then you enhance that video with a high quality static photo image that you just took of your food. You do the video, then you post the photo, and it just like brings everything together. If that makes sense.
And
yeah,
then
absolutely.
Just to talk about photos or videos just for a second, the restaurant, or even, we did this with the senior living, is like, if you call us and you say you're from Facebook, or if you walk into our restaurant and show this photo that we posted on Facebook, you can get a free extra side of fries or something, like something really simple, but something they cared about. And people did it. And people came in.
Yeah.
Back to our Magic Makers group, when we made the group, we said, hey, we have new merchandise on our main page. Then we went into the group and said, but if you're in this group, you get 10% off. So make sure that you go buy it because you get a discount if you're in the group.
So then we're growing the group, which gave immediate interaction, and we're getting more sales because they were like an incentive.
Right.
They had an incentive to go buy.
So a local business could go into a local business Facebook page and say, only the members of this group that engage with us can have this special deal, or this piece of information.
Right.
A piece of information of value.
It's so much easier with food.
It is. It is.
It's like the prime example.
It is.
All right. Are there other questions? I'm not reading the chat. So
what is the name of your agency? You can answer that.
Insiders Media.
It is. It's called Insiders Media. We've come to love the Insiders name, and so even
though it's nothing to do with Disney, but it's Insiders Media.
Insiders Media, and we really like it.
It's us.
So yeah, that's us.
Yep.
If you want to find us.
Yeah, Insiders Media. It's super.
So
super great.
another thing that's
okay, this is a good one.
Another thing that I think we haven't hit up on that I think applies to the agencies is getting the customers to think of different ways to make money, and it doesn't all have to be traditional. Yes. And so you can set up an Amazon page. As a matter of fact, super simple to set up an Amazon partnership page. And so like in the in-home care business, we have a page and it's all our recommended things. It's the disinfectants, it's gloves, it's, Depends.
This is really interesting.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so it's all the things that the customers want. So they come to this one page and they know that we've already checked out the quality, that we know what's going on.
This is really interesting.
We can, it makes them loyal to us.
Right.
It makes the customer loyal to us.
Any company
we make like 2%. It's not like it's gonna.
Yeah.
It's not like it's gonna be a big deal.
But it's best for engagement.
But it's great for engagement, and it's great for keeping the customer involved, and it gives you another realm online relationship. So
You're making it easier for them because it's like, hey, if you go to our Amazon page and then instead of seeing what Amazon tells you to see, you see what we tell you to, and it's what the audience is looking for in their products, and then we get 4%.
Yeah. But it was really funny. So somebody wrote this really great Facebook post, and they had a great photo, and it did well. And then we said, okay.
Insiders Media isn't showing up on search.
So we said, okay, so we really like what you did with this post. Like great text, great image. It did well on social. And we said, I legitimately want you to take a video, say everything you just said in that post, and hold up a glass of water. And it did so much better when he used the video. And he took the same text, everything he'd already wrote, but he made it a video, and it just went off.
Yeah.
It was like instantly much better.
It's
almost
more
a CDC
engaging.
article.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was a CDC article, and so we're like, just quote the article. Just
literally. And what was interesting is that you can find these key articles like the customer found, and he said, hey, can I share this article? And we're like, wait. If you take the article, and it was literally the top 5 ways to refresh yourself and stay healthier, and one of them was drink a glass of water. And so
that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but for the next 5 days, instead of sharing the article, he could quote the article 5 times, and have a daily post.
Yeah.
And so you can do that with any business, right? So if you have a top 10 and you can talk about the top 10 instead of sharing an article or just putting the words up.
Keeping it organic to Facebook was a huge step for us.
What was really cool is we of course started with insiders, and then we had friends who were starting their own pages, and they were doing a bunch of stuff wrong. We're like, we can help you. Like, we've been through this, we've done it ourselves, we've built our own. And so that's when we started. We actually went B2C to B2B. We it was really interesting. We started B2C and then went B2B because we're like, okay, we know that we've done this for people, so how can we help other people grow their businesses, and then we'll all benefit. That's kind of where this stemmed from. Is we were doing it ourselves, and we're like, hey, we could help so many people build their businesses.
Yeah, because now we know how to do it. We'll help everybody else.
Because it started because we're just using it to grow other businesses, and we're like, hey, we could make a company out of this, and so it's been really great. And
a very natural progression.
This all started out of passion. The restaurants were the places where we ate most frequently, and that's who our first set of customers.
And literally, we're like, hey, can we try this out?
Gotta have that passion. Well, hey, we appreciate it. We appreciate all this wisdom, everybody. And I'm sorry, it is kind of at the top of the hour here. We're going to cut it off. But community is amazing, and I think we'd love to have you in the Conquer Local community. I'm sure everybody here is going to join your community now, and you can help maybe answer some questions.
You guys are awesome.
After this, but a big virtual round of applause for this group here. This is
thank you.
I think your first slide really summed it up. Just do it, right? Just do it, and that is something you guys very much embody. It seems. You're out
Thank
there.
you.
There you go, Walt Disney. So, Dennis, I'm not sure if you have any other bits to wrap up with here, but
I want you guys to notice through their direct example. Jack, Eric, Kara, Adam, how they're able to engage seamlessly on video. And whether it has to do with Disney or senior homes or restaurants or tech companies, it applies to all of us here. So instead of just saying, like you hear, video is important, make sure you engage, be authentic, notice how they're actually doing it. And this absolutely applies to what we're doing, whatever industry, vertical focus, lighthouse specialty we're doing. So you can see when people have done it before. It takes a lot of practice. Do you think they got this good from just doing 2 or 3 videos? They've posted over 1,000 videos. How many, let me know in the chat, how many videos have you made and posted? Has anyone done more than that? 3, 1, 3. See, how good are you going to be after you've done 30 or 40? I like to get past the suck as fast as possible. Right? You're going to fail fast and be okay with the flop like they talked about. 60. Awesome, George.
That's really great.
300 takes me.
I was afraid you were going to ask us how many flops there were out of 1,000. I was going to tell you about 900.
No, it's not
next week.
So
next week's Conquer Local Academy, we're going to practice role playing. And you saw that a couple weeks ago where you get a chance to go one-on-one with me or someone else in your group. We didn't get a chance to do the Zoom rooms, but I think we can do that next week. And you'll practice being the client and practice being the agency owner and practice going on both sides and see what that's like. Folks like Jack, you can see are natural And her 3 kids are so natural, that might even be discouraging because you think, I'll never be like that. I'm not a video person. But it comes through practice. And if an Asian guy like me, who didn't speak English until he was 7 and was a search engine engineer and not a video person, can learn how to do this, you guys can do it too. So thank you so much, Disneyland Insiders. Thank you
guys. And
you guys are fantastic. Get ready for your role play next week. So if you're scared, that's a good reason for you to get on, right? Even if you get shredded, that's okay. It's in a friendly area. That's how you're going to learn. And if you want to watch other people, there's so much you can learn. I learned so much today just from our friends here. Amen.
It was great.
I'm so glad we could bring you guys value.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Yes, thank you.